Hello everyone, my name is Finch, and today I'm going to talk about general mage changes in patch 6.0 Warlords of Draenor. Each armor is only available to its spec: Frost for Frost, Molten for Fire, and Mage Armor for Arcane. Armors are now passive buffs and no casting is required. Many spells have become spec specific. Ice Lance, Blizzard, Deep Freeze, Frost Bomb, and Shatter are now Frost only. Flame Strike, Fire Blast, and Living Bomb are now Fire only. Arcane Explosion, Presence of Mind, Evocation, and Nether Tempest are now Arcane only. The new mage spell, Amplify Magic, will be available at level 87. Amplify Magic amplifies the effect of helpful magic, increasing all healing received by 10% for all party and raid members within 100 yards. This effect lasts for 6 seconds and has a 2-minute cooldown. Mana Gem has been completely removed. Talents. In the level 15 talent row, Presence of Mind has been replaced by Evanesce. Evanesce fades you into the Nether, avoiding all attacks against you for 3 seconds. It is castable while another spell is in progress and is unaffected by global cooldown. Evanesce replaces Ice Block and has a 45-second cooldown. In the level 30 talent row, Alter Time replaces Temporal Shield. Alter Time now lasts for 10 seconds and no longer affects buffs, debuffs, and mana. Alter Time now has a 1.5 minute cooldown and can now be triggered by casting it again before the 10-second duration is up. The level 75 talent row is no longer a dedicated Mage Bomb row. The Mage Bomb is now the first talent and changes depending on your spec: Frost Bomb for Frost Mages, Living Bomb for Fire Mages, Nether Tempest for Arcane Mages. The middle talent is Unstable Magic. Arcane Blast, Fireball, Frost Firebolt, and Frostbolt have a 20% chance to explode on impact, dealing an additional 50% damage to the target and all enemies within 8 yards. The right talent is now an AoE spec-specific spell with 2 charges, which replaces Frost Nova. Frost gets Ice Nova, Fire gets Fire Blast, and Arcane gets Supernova. The level 90 talent row. Mirror Image is now a talent that replaces the Invocation talent. Mirror Image inherits 100% of the Mage's spell power, up from 5%, which is a pretty solid DPS cooldown. Rune of Power has had its mana regeneration ability removed. Each rune now lasts for 3 minutes, up from 1 minute. Incanter's Flow replaces Incanter's Ward. Incanter's Flow is a passive damage buff that goes from 4% to 20%, then back to 4% bonus damage that cycles every 10 seconds. This works out to roughly 12% bonus damage. Level 100 talents. The first talent is spec-specific and affects the mage's spec-specific cooldown. Frost has Thermal Void, Fire has Kindling, and Arcane has Overpowered. The second talent is Prismatic Crystal. A prismatic crystal appears at the target location, which is attackable by only the mage and takes 30% additional damage. When the crystal takes damage, it instantly releases a burst of energy, dealing that damage split between all enemies within 8 yards. Prismatic Crystal has a 1.5 minute cooldown and lasts for 12 seconds. The third talent is a unique damage dealing spell for each spec. Frost gets Comet Storm, Fire gets Meteor, Arcane gets Arcane Orb. If you have any questions about mages and Warlords of Draenor, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe.